Hello, everybody. I hope you guys are doing well, having a great day or a great night. And before jumping into the charts, don't forget to smash the like button, share with your friends, subscribe as well. And let's jump into the charts. So, actually, before, let me show you this. So, they passed the bill, if I'm not wrong, this is the name. And the things are based on this, okay? More debt, more spending. Some people thought that this was a joke, and this is not a joke. The stock market and the crypto market will behave based on this in the coming weeks. Uh, and another thing that is very, very interesting is that in the next hours, maybe one day or two, it won't take longer. The narrative of Bitcoin being decentralized will fall. Yes, will fall. And then you guys will see how Bitcoin behaves based in other things. Okay. By the end of the day, it's just the money behavior. Okay. Uh, the smart money doesn't care about flags, about brands, if we can say. It's all about the money. Okay. So if this is better than that other thing, okay, then my money will be there. If not, my money will be here, and so on and on and on and on. And also, there is another thing that I just remember. It just came to my mind, something that I wanted to talk about before, which is this. Okay, just a second, folks. Won't take longer. Okay, so hold on. So BTC 8 XRP. So what is this? This is the market today. Okay. Uh, the thing that matters, the most important thing when we talk about money, when we talk about profits, ROI, smart money behavior, uh, what other folks can see and that we can see as well. So that's how we stay connected in the markets, by observing behavior. So this is the ROI scheme. Okay, so for example, from the top down below, the ROI ratio. So just for you guys to have a better understanding. So for example, how much money I needed to make, let's say, 100, 200, 300% on Bitcoin. And this is not only based on how much I must invest. It is about how longer Bitcoin can keep going to return, uh, let's say, great profits. Okay, so that's about the scale. So this is something that I talked about back in the day on the Orion, Aldebaran and Orion video. And so, for example, Bitcoin ROI today, right now, the roof today, so we are not talking about 4 or 5 years, so it's a short-term forecast, okay? So the expectation for Bitcoin, let's say the next couple weeks or maybe 1 month, maybe 2, okay? So it's short-term, that's what matters for now. It's 1 to 3, a max of $190,000. Okay, so 1 to 3. Ethereum, it's around 1,000. So let's say it's close to 1 to 4. And XRP, 1, 2, X. And so XRP is the only one that we can have a X. Actually, not the only one. There are a few others. There is also another project that I'm involved, and that's a X as well. But it's not the same scenario as XRP. So and this is interesting because when it comes down to XRP, nothing is so crystal clear, right? Things are always harder to read, harder to expect, and so on. So, but this, again, this X for XRP is short term. I will explain why. I will show you my thoughts and reasons, also based on technical fundamentals. And then you will understand how I'm thinking. But if, just for the sake of this example, if we just talk for the long term, so 4 or 5 years, we are talking about a minimum of $300, a minimum, okay? So if we break a average, a 50 from a max to a minimum, so let's say $500 or 550, whatever. I'm just looking to the average. I'm not trying to call tops, call targets. This is stupidity. We have methods to make forecasts. Okay, if the thing is clear, if we have a better insight, then it is possible. Otherwise, we stay in the speculation realm. Okay. But so can you guys see? It's a big number, right? And then the next the thing that you are maybe thinking about right now is this. Well, but you just changed it from long term to XRP, right? Yes. So what about Ethereum and Bitcoin? Because you have to be fair, right? So you broke the rule for XRP. So let's take a look on Ethereum and Bitcoin. Of course, let's do this. So for a quick reference, a quick one, let's go for 80 here. Actually, just a second, let me check the numbers. I don't want to scandalize people. Hold on, folks. Let's see. No, it is not 80. So hold on. No, 4,500. Okay, so we have a number close to 25 times for the late run, 40 years, 5 years, possible scenario. And when we talk about Bitcoin, so let's say we are talking about a 20x maybe. So let me see, Bitcoin right now is 60,000. So let's make a round number. Okay, so just for the sake of this example, let's make it a 10, which is $600,000, which I think it is possible to achieve in the long run. Okay, and why in the long run? Because we still have the tether bomb, and one of the aspects about it is this: soon there is a big chance for all those money transmitters to be regulated like a bank. So they will need a bank license. And if those guys are under felony and had problems with justice, or they are running shady business, they are not going to get the license, which means they're out of the game. Game over. And we know Tether is very shady, okay? And And the whole thing just become a big Ponzi scheme. Okay, so there is no news about it. It's only a matter of time. And as soon regulation kicks in, Tether leaves by the door. So that's a thing to understand before talking about the long term. But so we have this this ROI. This thing is just a sec. I like things straight. Okay. So when we talk about smart money behavior, what whales, what big investors, hedge funds, and many other big folks that are not even mentioned, what they are looking at. What do we want? We want the best returns over our investment. So this is what everybody looks for, right? So for example, people who buy a ton of shitcoins, so they buy millions and millions of tokens, expecting to become rich by the force the number of tokens. Actually, they are trying to do it. It's kind of the right way, but they are playing the wrong bird, you know. So they are playing a very dangerous game with a glimpse of really what can happen. So those people are called market pigs. And why this name? Because they want to jump in the market on Monday, leave on the Friday, and become rich. That's why they end up losing all their money. So it's a long-term game, folks. Okay, if you want to succeed, if you want to become wealth, it's a long-term game. There is no way to beat this game unless you have hidden information or not public information, like you have someone that is big at a X institution, then okay, but that's a different scale of things, and that's not what happens down here in the average Joe pool. So what I want to show you, this is the current state of the market today. Okay, so this is close to what we can expect. Even so, I'm not going to even acknowledge what some dumb folks say. Let's say, oh, XRP $5, $8, $13. Those people have no damn idea what they are talking about. Okay. Otherwise, they would quit their jobs and be making a living from the markets. And we know that's not what they are doing. So now, look at this. What happens if we flip the market based on the ROI? Actually, this is not working. Oh, the words is not flipping. Is there a way for me to flip this? Let me see, folks. It would be great. I don't think so. So let's do this. Just a second. Let's flip in a manual way. Manual. I'm practicing my English, so please don't excuse me, forgive me. My English is very bad. I gotta improve it as soon as possible. Here we have a 1 to 500, 1 to 12,500, and 1 to 10. So when we flip this thing, let's flip it right now. What we end up with when we talk about smart money behavior, when we talk about return over investment, when we talk about the long run XRP forecast, which is something that is real, right? So it's not something that comes out from the hat and like fortune teller stuff. No, the thing's real. And XRP is the only one, actually not the only one, but that still didn't wait for the bull break. And the bull break for XRP is going to be big. It's not going to be small, you know, oh, $8, $13. No, this is bullshit. Okay? And yeah, so this, folks, this is the true mindset about the crypto market. Okay? There are limitations while going down. There are limitations while we are going up. And for example, Bitcoin will keep going. Of course, will. But as Bitcoin goes and goes and climb and climb and climb, nobody knows what is the intrinsic value. Okay, so this is another question. It is very, very important, and not only for Bitcoin or Ethereum, XRP as well. But XRP have a different thing that not even Bitcoin or Ethereum have, which is total volume of real utility. Okay, so this is one of the things that I wanted you guys to think about, to have in mind. Now let's jump into the chart. Oh, another thing. So this is the OBV, as you guys know. I talked about this many times. Was right before many times as well, using multiple tools, right? But this one in special was something that some people said, oh, you know, this is bullshit, nothing will happen. But then the magic happened. XRP started to move up big time, and we saw this in advance. Okay, so let me explain you this. Like Charles Down said, everything is accounted in the charts. Okay, so for example, when we are about to have a big announcement or big news or a big change or whatever, we can see the evidence in the charts. And why? People who are involved, they know things that are about to happen. And so people close to them, and so on and on and on and on. And then what happens? The price action that we are going to see is based on people behavior. Okay, so all those candles that we are looking at here, they are based in people behavior or a agenda, which is set up by people. Okay, even if we have a artificial intelligence here, it's programmed by humans following a schedule or a agenda. That's it, folks. Okay. Knowing this, for example, there's the guy who likes to wear sunglasses indoors. He basically says things are randomic or chaotic. There is no order or there is no meaning, and that's not true at all. For example, if this was true, we wouldn't have bullish and bearish divergence, which is a precursor of what is about to happen. That's why it's called bullish divergence before bull break, bearish divergence before a bear break. And so, for example, how many times over and over and over we call it out things to go up and things to go down? For example, when I called the crash back in December 2019, called things in advance. Okay, so if you hear someone saying such a thing, just move away, you know, move along, because these people or person have no idea what they're talking about. So we had a bullish divergence on XRP back in the day. Yes, it was quite delayed, but played out, which was right here. So this was the crash February last year, but we had the bullish divergence was here, and this move haven't changed anything at all. Nothing. Because what? Why? Because people knew what is the late game, what is going to happen, and so on. And so they know, we know. That's how we can see and call things in advance. So, for example, another thing that the classical one, volume always precedes price. It is another kind of a alert of something that is about to happen. For example, when we have increasing volume at the side, it means that soon we are going up. When we are up already and we see decreasing volume, that's a bearish signal that soon we will go down because there is no more people interested in buy at premium prices. Okay, so it is what it is. And here again we have a bullish, actually it's not a bullish divergence, it's a head, it's a straight bullish, okay, because it's crystal clear. So knowing this, what we can expect, what we can look for on XRP right now. And by the way, the title of this video, oh, just a second, folks. Let's go. The title of this video is I have questions. And why? Because at this moment, I have more questions than answers. But this is not all the way bad because we know the questions move the world, not the answers. Okay? So now let's start with the looking into fundamentals. The first thing that I want to show you now is this. Probably you guys already saw this or you are about to see. Maybe today, maybe a few days ago. This is not accurate. And I'm going to show to you right now. You see? This is not accurate. This is not real. Now I am going to explain to you why. Just a moment. So here we have a solid and set pivot. Okay. Here, do we have a pivot here? Yes, we do have. But what is the problem? This is a temporary pivot. So what does it mean? Well, it means that pivots, they don't rely only on themselves. There are other things that are, for example, healthy or bad for them, or things that can leave them in a solid state, or events that can change them. So now, let's take a look why this pivot is going to change. So this is the first bullish structure for XRP. This is the second bullish structure. This is the third bullish structure for XRP. This last one is about to go up. So here we can do this. Yes, we can, of course, no problem at all. And we talked about this in the last video, if I'm not wrong. Yes, I even used this example. That wasn't a big deal to cross the candle, but just for the sake of this example, let's go right here. So this is a triangle. Yes, this is a triangle. It is bullish. Yes, it is bullish. So why do you have more questions than answers? Okay, so the first question is, this is not a symmetrical triangle, which leaves me kind of, I'm not so sure. But okay, it's still bullish, no problem at all. The other issue is, do you guys remember the pivot and the straight line from the previous high? So we are going to have probably tomorrow or Monday upside movement here. So we are going to have a bull break, right? So this bull break, what is going to deliver? A new high. compared with the previous pivot, which is going to make this one null or invalidated. And the reason is because it is a temporary pivot, okay? You can only identify such things if you know how to look at patterns and measure patterns, identify, otherwise it is going to be a mess, okay? Because you can find pivots all over, but it doesn't mean they are important or not, okay? And also not all pivots are a big deal. The whole majority of them are just useless, are part of something bigger that is still to unfold, okay? So, knowing this, so you guys remember we talked about a possible 2 and 40 scenario. So let's say 2 and 60. What a 2 and 60 give us? Or a 2 and 40? So let's talk about both. Any move into this range is going to give us what is necessary to, yes, properly do this. And it will be very narrow, okay? But also this approach will be speculation. And now another why. Let me clear this. Okay. So why? So it's like this, folks. I have my long-term investment. I have longs on XRP way before many people even consider that XRP was bullish. Okay, so I'm very comfortable. But it's like for a professional achievement that I'm trying to figure this out. So it's like a puzzle. Okay, I have to do this. But yeah. So, and to be honest, a few days ago, I was kind of, yeah, XRP will go up and that's fine. Okay, I don't want to look at this thing for now. But then some people said, no, let's go. Let's keep doing this. Give me that strength that I was needed. Because it's not easy. Everything, looking at the XRP. So I have other things to look at. XRP is actually today the last thing I will be concerned about, okay? So, if we end at 2 and 40 or 2 and 60, we end up with a strong lower high, right? This scenario, this approach is based on the settlement or the trial outcome based on late February, March, maybe May. So here it is. And this is the spring pivot. Okay. So the original idea, so actually this is one of the possible outcomes. And why do I say possible outcomes? I use the patterns methodology, the patterns approach, and also price action. What is the word? It's let's say for example, I don't use other tools, as you guys know. For example, RSI, MACD, moving average, Bollinger Bands, all those stuff. Okay, so I focus on price behavior. For me, it's a big deal, but it takes some time to get there. But if I made it, you guys can make it too. So, if this scenario is to play, then we go down to the trial and then straight moon. Okay, so this is a possible scenario based on a pattern, the pattern outcome, and the trial, which is a bigger agenda. As we know, it's much bigger, way bigger than the crypto market itself. And just for guys to have an idea, the issues XRP is going to solve are much, way bigger than it's the whole crypto market total capitalization. Way above, way above. So yeah, it's a bigger agenda. There are many other interests involved. Okay, so this is one of the scenarios. Okay, based on the trial. So remember, we are talking about different events, different things. The other one is when I acknowledge. Let's jump into the 3 days here. When I acknowledge, so just a second, I'm not, yes, I'm not leaving anything behind. So when I acknowledge this guy only, I have a possible target. Folks, remember this. Please take note about this because one day this can help you. Just because we have targets, it doesn't mean it is wise to buy or sell. Okay. The targets perspective. So a lot of people talk about targets. You know, oh, this target, that target, whoa, this, that. They are people who doesn't trade. Okay, so they are bag holders. As bag holders, they have no risk management. They have no price action understanding, and they have no idea about price forecast. So when they talk about targets, they are actually referring to something related to a trade perspective. Okay, so two different things, two different strategies that don't match each other. Okay, so for example, if I talk about a target from this, it's a trading perspective. Okay, and even though just because I have a target, and if I know a bull break is coming soon, why would I sell at the first target, which is the early stages of a bull break? So does it make sense? Okay, so talking about targets, it's like forgetting the whole alphabet and only looking at Z. Okay, imagine someone who ran from the school. I don't want to go to the school. The school is for dummies. And then the guy keeps saying, asking, what is the last letter from the alphabet? What is it? What is it? You know? What is it? Tell me. Oh, you say, oh, it's Z. And then he will say, why it's Z? Oh, because you ran from the school and you have no idea what you're talking about. You just forget A, B, C, D, E, F, G, goes on and on and on and on. So again, people looking into targets are those people who only acknowledge Z on the alphabet, okay? It's bigger than that. There's a lot of other things involved, different strategies, different approach from a different strategy, okay? Because even, so for example, a nice move, so let's say 5, 6 or 7 or 8, doesn't matter. It's a whole, it's, it's a lot of money, okay? So let's say, well, you need a new house or you need a new car or you want to pay, you know, whatever, then you have the money. So give me the money. So that's the beauty about trading, okay? The market rewards us for our skills. That's how it works. But why people who doesn't have skills are not rewarded? Because the majority of them decide to become bag holders. And then they keep relying on moon, on opium, and hope. They hope. They are always hoping, while the smart money keeps making over and over and over and over. So here I'm talking about a short-term perspective. Again, I don't believe we are going to see a strong and that big bull break before XRP is cleared from the trial, okay? So looking only at this guy here, I have a possible $5, $7, $8 target. Okay, short-term perspective, folks. Short-term, okay? Which means it happens, then moon happens after it, okay? So let me give you an example about this. So back in the day, we had this bull, and we went in early, we call it, and it went up. But this was a short move, short-term event. Why? Because this is a bottom reversal structure. And a bottom reversal structure doesn't make moon. You know, there are steps to reach moon. Unfortunately, probably because of this, the opium dealers and moon dealers, people think the markets move this way. Moon, doom. Moon, and doom. And that's not how it works, folks. Things are developed. Things take time to play out, you know, to develop a bull, to develop a bear. What is the trend? Is a macro bull trend, so it will keep going up even after a correction. There is a lot of things involved, folks. Okay, technical analysis. It's not for amateurs. Okay, so this is there's a lot of stuff. Okay, a lot. So looking at this structure right here, it gives me something close to a $5 or a $8. Early stages. Please make sure to watch the whole video, otherwise you're going to mess up everything. Okay, just a second, please. Okay, so let's say we end up with a 5 or a 8. Let's go for a 8, right? So we are speculating the speculation, so there's no problem at all. So what is the problem for $8? The problem is, which is the same problem for, so this is the Hackett City targets. The folks who have no clue about what they're talking about. So this is the, let's say, the noob range. The range for mistakes and bad decisions. And yeah, I talked about this in the previous video, XRP mindset analysis. If you can, please check it out. So what is the problem if we are going to have a new high? The problem, folks, is that this is a marginal high. And this marginal high doesn't match the structure, the behavior, the impulse, the volume, the berserk mode of a bull break. And what troubles me is that those folks are always talking about Elliot waves and zigzag bullshit, all that stuff. But how they can't acknowledge this? It's a very simple thing. Okay, so for example, let's take a look here just for the sake of this example, and also have this in mind. Elliot waves, the impulse waves, is a delayed signal, which means we can only proper acknowledge it after it already happened. This is a straight fact, okay? So for example here, and again, this model, it's not something that you can use to place lines in the future. So this is claptrap stuff, so something like this. This is bullshit, okay? Real money, real people, real investors, real traders, they never use this approach because this is straight garbage. So for example here, how we can read it today in a proper way? Because it already happened. So things that already happen, they can't be used to make real money. They are only for studying or research perspective. And that's one thing that most of those folks can't understand. So for example, we have models that we use before the event happens, which means we are ahead and not behind. So it is not a delayed signal for us. We always jump in earlier or way in advance before those moves happen. And then we will make a reading as we go. Okay, so totally different. So for example here, that's 0, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, and 5. Okay, usually people who try to keep calling, drawing lines in the future, you know, fortune teller stuff, they will keep changing their setup over and over and over, trying to adequate into things that are developing. So it's just like this guy here. If I do this, and if I haven't told you, you could even believe because it makes sense. It seems fair, but it's not right. Okay? That's why we have to be honest with ourselves first, because otherwise we can end up biased. And the problem of bias is that it triggers the power of suggestion. And then people can believe anything they want. Doesn't matter if it's right or wrong. They just want to believe anything. Okay? So, let's say, so the early stages, right? Early stages of a bull break. So this is close to $8 for XRP. That's actually $8. 5 is too close, not a big deal. I don't even know why people talk about 5 is ridiculous. I have no idea. So actually 8 can be, I am not 100% sure, folks, that is going to be the first step in the ladder. Again, trying to nail things that can't be nailed in advance. It's bullshit. Okay? That's not, we are not looking for limitations. That's not what we are doing here, what we are working to achieve. Okay? But just for the sake of this example, let's say, speculating the speculation. Let's say this guy, it's really the first step. Then we have another one. And again, please remember, just because it happened in the past doesn't mean it will happen in the future. This cycle stuff is bullshit, okay? It's the finest opium ever made, and the guy who make this idea popular have no damn clue idea about technical analysis. Okay, so please have those things in mind, please. So, from 0 to 1, hypothetical scenario. Then, from the next step, just like here. And then to the final step. You see, guys, the difference. And here, oh boy, I remember this like it was yesterday. A lot of people taking profits. This is it for XRP. Now XRP is going to crash, you know. That's the top for XRP. XRP can go to 50 cents. It not can go to $1, etc., 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 etc. So it really blows my mind that so-called Elliot experts that have no idea about Elliot. Okay, so I don't know, folks. How I really don't know how this is going to unfold. If we go for a marginal high, then we go down, or you know, if moon is going to happen after XRP is cleared from the trial, which is going to be early 2022. I don't know. Okay. I'm still trying to figure out. I'm trying to make sense. Oops, sorry. I'm trying to make sense about it, but I really don't know. Okay. If I find something new, something different, after this guy plays out, we will know or not the next pivot. So for example, if by chance we are going to stop, let's say 260, actually right here, yes. Yes. So let's say we stop here, and then, late December, there is a big chance for the crypto market to go down, also stocks, based on the approval or not the debt ceiling on the United States. So it's a very important event, very, 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 very. And so let's say we end up here 260, then we go down to the trial outcome, then move. This guy will be the next solid pivot, you see? And XRP will still hold the higher lows. This was the price protection theory, which it's not a theory at all. I was right about it back in the day, made a video about it. Higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, and even going back into 1 and 5 will be another higher low. And then let's say this is the day of the trial, the judge is going to rule the thing, then okay, fine, we are going to move. And folks, don't believe when people say, oh, I have no idea how this is going to unfold. XRP will be deemed not a security. This is a fact. And how we know it? How we know it in advance? Because bullish behavior can be seen on XRP chart. This is based on a bullish outcome from the trial, folks. Remember, everything is accounted in the charts. Everything. Okay? So if you guys remember back in the day, it was, let me see, right here. If you guys remember this day right here, Bitcoin was ready to go for new highs. But then we had a change based on the crash among the markets. But this event haven't changed anything about the bullish perspective on Bitcoin. The only thing that changed was time itself. Because, for example, with this current setup, TradingView app is not helping. Okay. So today, with this current setup we have right here, I can call out the XRP will go up probably tomorrow, late tomorrow or Monday. Okay, I can. But if by any chance there is a change here, and let's say we go down here, then it is not going to change the bullish perspective. Only the time frame of such bull break will happen. Okay, so every time there is a slightly change, something will change. Okay, and yeah, so folks, forgive me if I bought more, I bring into this video more questions than answers. I really don't know. I wish I knew what would be the, let's say, the ultimate move for XRP. Okay. What I believe, what I truly believe, is that the crypto market and also stocks will keep going up till late December. Okay, so that's what I believe. Then maybe we can see a a correction. I don't know. Okay, but I'm not feeling comfortable late December. I am more optimistic about March, the spring, right here. Okay, but this is just my thoughts, my idea. Uh, and yeah, so that's not the first bull break I am going to experience and to work on, make analysis. So yeah, and well, let's see what the future holds for us at this moment. If I see something different, something new, or something special, you know, I will rush to update you guys. But for now, that's it. And I feel sorry if I could not bring something more, something better. Okay, but it is what it is. We have to be honest, right? It's better to be honest than uh, to claptrap, call things out of the hat, you know, just guessing over and over. That's not what we do here. That's not how technical analysis work, and that's not how it happens when there is real money in the table, right? So, folks, thanks again. Thanks for your time. Thanks for your patience. Thanks for your support as well. Please, if you haven't liked the video, like it right now. Please support the videos that I'm recording for you guys. And yeah, so the sun is back. It's a lovely day. And yeah, things are looking great. Okay, so I will see you guys soon. Thanks again. Stay well, stay safe, and I will see you guys soon. See ya.